This is my first podcast, so bear with me. I'm doing this podcast over a sport I've been playing now for about 8 or 9 years, which is competitive paintball. I've traveled all over the country playing in really cool places like Washington, D.C., California, Chicago, Las Vegas. I've just been all over the place playing. On a national level, I've been playing for about 4 or 5 years now with different teams from the Midwest. Um, but it's been really great. I've spent a ton of money and time and effort in it, but I really wouldn't trade it for anything because of all the good times I've had with friends and the people I've gotten to meet and places I've seen. But most people think that paintball is kind of like a bunch of guys reenacting a war or something out in the woods shooting each other in the butt. But it's became a lot more of a sport now, and I kind of want to show you what it's like from my perspective, just so you understand what it's like playing paintball. And hopefully, I can encourage you to go out and play for yourself.
They said I should be present, find my independence, breathe in, doing this on my own. Then I start to remember just why I surrendered. Felt so good that I can't let it go. And I'm back to where I was again. Take you in as you take me out. Cut this string, I'm getting higher and I can't seem to calm down. Tell me, how can I wait? Tell me, how can I take a chance on it all? Cut this string, I'm getting higher and I can't seem to calm down. Shapeshift, you deceive me, make me think that I need more from you than you will give out. Why can't I just listen? I create my prison. I'm chained by my own heart and mind. And I'm back to where I was again. Take you in as you took me out. Cut this string, I'm getting higher and I can't seem to calm down. Tell me, how can I wait? Tell me, how can I take a chance on it all? Cut this string, I'm getting higher and I can't seem to calm down.
Hopefully, that gives you a better idea of what competitive paintball is like. It's a five-man game that kind of plays like a capture the flag format. It's played on a 110-foot wide by 140-foot long field. There's bunkers placed throughout the field, and I'll show you a layout of a field. These field layouts are released a couple weeks before each event, so the teams can set up the layout at home and practice where they're going to be shooting and running and all of those types of things. You can look down the center of the field, and there's a line that separates the two halves of the field where each team starts. And essentially, we call that the mirror because if you look, there's a bunker of the exact same shape, size, and position on the opposite side of the field. Basically, if you were in a bunker such as that top right triangle, and somebody else was in the top left triangle, you could just say that was your mirror, which is kind of a paintball slang. But there's a lot of different bunkers of shapes and sizes, and basically you have snake players, which play the little snake-looking bunkers at the bottom of the layout, and then you have back players that play the back position obviously, and then mid players and so on and so forth. If you see the two blue dots at the left and the right, about 20 feet back from those is a little start gate. Both teams start with their barrels on the start gate, and as soon as a buzzer sounds that keeps time, they all run to their bunker shooting and all that. Basically, in the professional division, you play until somebody has 7 points, and you get a point by hanging a flag that's on the center of the field on the opponent's start gate. The reason I chose paintball for this webcast is that it's not only near and dear to me, but I think that the public view of paintball isn't exactly a good one. You have people that go and shoot signs with paintball guns, and kind of give the rest of us a bad name. And a lot of people see or hear the word gun and automatically think it's something bad, but we actually started calling it a paintball marker just to kind of separate ourselves from the view of having a gun in our hands that could potentially hurt somebody, which there is still room to be hurt with paintballs, absolutely, but as long as you're taking the proper protection with you to play, such as a mask and all that type of stuff, then you should be fine. There hasn't been any fatalities or anything ridiculous from people playing paintball. And it's a sport that I see, lots of fathers and sons going out to play, and companies do business parties with them just to kind of help build team strength within a company. And it's a great way to kind of just relieve stress. Consider I've been playing for so long and I've invested so much into the sport, I've basically decided that I want to end up going down a career path with it if possible. And I chose a integrated marketing and communications degree to hopefully kind of help me out with that. I want to be a part of a company and kind of be the spokesperson for paintball, for lack of better terms, I suppose, and just kind of educate everybody on what paintball is and how it's a great sport, and it's friendly for people of all ages above 14 or so, just so that kids can be responsible and such. But a company called JT actually released a few spring-powered paintball guns that use smaller paintballs for younger kids to try out and kind of figure out what paintball is like at an early age and play safely that way. They're not nearly as powerful as a usual paintball gun, which shoots 350 feet per second with a 68 caliber paintball. The little guns are actually shooting a 50 caliber paintball, and they shoot probably 150 feet per second. So they're much safer. They don't hurt at all to get shot with or anything, and it's a great way to expose children, of proper age to paintball and kind of give them that option to start playing early on. When they see their friends or parents playing when they're older, they want to play too. So that's a great way to kind of get them started without just jumping right into it and getting a bad experience and getting shot a ton, not wanting to go back and play again. Along with being an advocate and spokesperson for paintball, I'd really like to get paintball more involved with the mass media, including television and more exposure on the internet. Paintball has a little bit of exposure on the internet right now. Paintballaccess.com does a webcast of each event, but I really feel like the only true way to get the exposure that it needs is to do television shows and just really reach out as much as possible to the audiences that don't really get that exposure, because unless you know about paintball, you're not going to really visit that website just to watch paintball randomly one day. So people need to get that exposure, like on ESPN or something of that sort, just to make it a little bit easier for them to view it and hopefully get a positive outlook of paintball out there.